Welcome back to the Horse Racing Show. Thank you for tuning in on the YouTube channel, liking us and subscribing there, and also listening to us on iTunes and listening to us on Google Play. Now heard in over 15 countries as well as across the U.S. I'm delighted to have this man on. First off, he's a friend. Second, he is one of the hot young coaches in the country. He has turned around a UK program. In horse racing terms, it's gone from claimer to being a grade 1 company racehorse that is the Wildcats. He is Mark Stoops, who also happens to own a few horses. And Mark, thanks for being with me.
Hey, Kenny. Good to be on with you, buddy. Always a pleasure. Hope things are going well.
It's going well. This show's been a lot of fun. And, we've had a lot of fun having guests that are not necessarily horse guys like yourself and like Bill Parcells and, a few others out there, but they like the sport. Yeah. So now being at Kentucky, was it just automatic you had to start buying a few racehorses, Mark?
Well, I guess so. For many years, everybody was asking me, Coach, you getting into it? And you got any horses and things like that? But of course, I was no. I don't know enough about it, and quite frankly, didn't have enough money, Kenny. I mean, it's pretty, it's pretty tough industry from what I hear. But I just sat back from a distance and watched it. And then, being in Lexington, being in Kentucky, going on 7 years, and going out to Keeneland and to the Derby and so on. It was just fun. And I got approached to invest a little bit with Medallion Racing, and they know what they're doing, so I don't have to worry about it. I just have to invest a little bit of money. And sure enough, we're hitting on some pretty good horses. And you know what? It's just been a lot of fun. For me, it's just a little bit of a hobby. Just kind of, write that check and then just sit back and watch these horses and watch everybody work that they know what they're doing,
So you get to be like us, the fans that sit in the stands and root for your team. See, we just sit there and root. You're doing all the hard work then. You let everybody else do it now with the horses.
Well, yeah, and here's the deal, though, Kenny. I can't even be an armchair quarterback because I have no idea. But, of course, that's probably half the people that are critiquing me, too, right?
I was going to say, that's about 99.9% of those that are telling you how to run it.
I was being nice.
We're talking with Mark Stoops, who's coming off a great year, 10 wins and a bowl championship over Penn State in the Citrus Bowl. And, of course, I'm a UK graduate, so I can say this, all right? This is the first time since Bear Bryant that a 10-win bowl-winning season has happened at Kentucky without probation involved. So congratulations on that, Mark, because we're heard all over the country, and not everybody would get excited about this, but in Kentucky, like I say, it's just been a tremendous job, and I'm sure your horse racing people probably tell you that. I hope they do.
Well, I appreciate it, Kenny. It's been, I'm sure just like certain people with the horse racing industry, it's a long journey. There's a lot of work involved. And, I really do appreciate the work that the past players and past coaches and all the people that, went into this, because it's not easy. When you're trying to climb the ladder in the SEC and football, it's a tall feat. And proud of the work we've done, really proud of the season we had a year ago. And really just looking to build on it. Since I've been here, if you go back and look at each year, for the first 6 years, we've gotten better each and every year. We've either stayed the same or gotten better. And in my opinion, just the team overall, and that was evident by last year, there was growth. There's no doubt. Sometimes you can't always look at the bottom line, but I know there's been growth in the program, and that makes me very proud. And I'm really looking forward to this challenge, this year. Obviously we lose some very good players. But I'm very optimistic. I'm excited about the returning players. I'm excited about the challenge. It's always a tall feat, playing an SEC schedule, but that's okay. That's what makes it fun. And we are gearing up. We're ready to go. The players report tomorrow. As a matter of fact, I got a luncheon here this afternoon, and then tomorrow the players report, and we're out there at practice Friday, and I can't wait.
We had Bill Parcells on the show, Coach, Super Bowl week, and of course he's a horse owner. He's been a little more involved over the years than you. He told me, and it still stuns me. He said, I was a lot more nervous when I go to a big race than when I was in a big football game because I can't take the jockey out. If he's not doing good in the backside, I can't replace him. I can't put a substitute jockey in. I've got no control.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of talking with Bill several times, and I hear a lot of stories. I don't know if you remember Jim Madalino, my longtime trainer, the longtime trainer at Kentucky.
Yeah.
He was with me the first 6 years here, and then he just retired. He's moved into administration, but he had worked for Parcells, so he had always told me so many great stories about him. He just so many fond memories. He just laughs about it. And then I had the opportunity to talk with Bill several times. He actually coached, fooled around just down in Florida, just helping out a local high school. Had the pleasure of coaching one of our guys there, Cedric Dort, at Dwyer High School. And so 2 or 3 times Bill would call and check up and follow up on Cedric. How's he doing? What does he need to do? And so on. And just impressive guy. It was great to talk to him. And you could certainly tell how successful he was and why he was successful. Very good guy.
Yeah, many times I've dropped your name, by the way. I hope you don't mind.
Yeah. Absolutely not.
I remember once we were doing, and you were at the fundraiser as well for disabled jockeys, and Todd Pletcher was there, and Todd's sitting with me, and he looks over and he says, and I didn't know you as well at that time. He said, "Hey, there's Mark Stoops." I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, I know Mark from, I know Mark and his brother Mike, and I'm from the University of Arizona. So too is Bob Baffert, and those guys love to talk about you. I'll see Baffert, and they'll say, 'How's Kentucky going to do? How's Mark going to do this year?' You've had a pretty good relationship with these two guys."
Absolutely, those guys are phenomenal, and Bob's been tremendous, and of course I'm really close with his brother Billy. Yeah, going back to our Arizona days, and Bob hasn't changed one bit. He's still the exact same. He's the exact same person he was then. He's very, very humble, great guy. But yeah, always super nice to me. Anytime I see him. As a matter of fact, when did I run into you with Bob at the Oaks? I think this year
at the Oaks, yeah.
Yeah, we had that little Philly street band running, and she came back and won. By the way, she won not too long ago. And so where was it at? It was in where did she win? In Indiana, Indiana Oaks, I think. Yeah,
she did.
She's running pretty good. Yeah, but anyway, Bob is just a super guy. Just always, very good to me, good to my family, great guy, and it's fun to watch him. He's had some great success.
Yeah, and I thought of this. You could tell me if I'm way off base, because that's what you do. That's why you're a good coach. Yeah. I've always thought, like, with what you do, you got 80, 90 guys out there. You got to figure out some are going to be stars, some are role players, some just won't make it. And you look at a barn like Pletcher and Baffert, they've got 80, 90 horses. Obviously, we know who their stars are, but they've got several that, are okay. They win a few minor races. But I guess the whole thing with a good coach and a good trainer is like management and being able to recognize the individual talent.
Yeah, without a doubt. There's a lot that goes into it when you're managing that many horses or that many people. And for me, so many people in this building, there's a lot to coordinate. And I take great pride in that. I put a lot of thought into it and my messaging and, how I want to treat people. And, we're all in this together. And, that goes for everybody in this community, everybody that cares about Kentucky football. Everybody's got to be pulling the rope in the same direction. And there's a lot that goes into that. And it's something I do take great pride in trying to be a good leader to a lot of people here in our building.
Well, you've certainly done that. And I know trainers will tell me, see, you're probably the perfect owner, Mark, because because trainers tell me the scariest thing is when these owners start really learning the business and they start calling them, in the mornings and said, I just happened to notice this race is coming up.
I have no clue. I would never. I just sit back and watch. To be honest with you, most of the time I don't even know when our horses are running. Somebody will shoot me a text or something and say, she's running here or doing this or that, and I have no clue. Let's put it this way. We all know I have my hands full running this program, right? So this is all of my concentration. Right. This is all my fun. But, just to invest a little bit with the medallion and with TaylorMade, some proven people, it just gives you a little bit of fun. Just sit back and watch, and every once in a while be able to catch a race. And so that was a lot of fun, just going to the Oaks and seeing her run there and being a part of that. And once in a while catching them on TV. But other than that, I'm here in my office grinding away on football. You know that, Kenny.
I know that, Mark, and that's why you're doing so well. And again, that's why you're the perfect owner. You don't bother the trainers. And being at the Oaks Day that day, and you got over 100,000 people. Yeah. I mean, I've been able to go to some big bowl games and some big sporting events, and that Derby weekend is the only weekend of horse racing there's been some exceptions, like when Farrell won the Triple Crown in 2015 at Belmont and all. But, there's that really big sports atmosphere that you don't get all the time at the racetrack. And, I mean, it's kind of special being there Derby weekend, I think. I liken it to a big bowl almost.
Well, without a doubt. And for me, just to sit back, take it in, obviously, a national pastime, but really in Kentucky, a great pastime in Kentucky. And just to go take that all in. I don't go often because it's such a big event and there's so much going on and everything. A lot of times I just like to relax at home. But, seeing you, hey, that's game day for you. I always like seeing it. I remember busting your chops saying, man, Kenny, you are working because you are working.
It's a rare moment.
I get to sit back on the sidelines and just watch you work and say hello to a few people. But it was fun being in the paddock there before the race and to see guys and to talk with Bob and see you and just take in that whole experience. It was definitely a lot of fun.
And what I appreciate about seeing you that day is you didn't say, why didn't you say it this way? Have you ever thought of doing the interview this way? Because I get that too. I get a lot of second coaches.
Come on now. You're a true professional, my man, with a lot of experience. So I like sitting back and listening to you. You do a great job.
Well, Mark, listen, your friendship is greatly appreciated. And as a UK grad, congratulations on all the success of really getting this program going. And I know you've got a lot going on with the season getting ready to start. And I'll tell all the trainers out there, don't call Mark during the season and tell him how to run his team, or he'll be calling you at 10 in the morning and telling you how to train your horse.
Exactly. That's right. Well, good deal, man. Well, it's always fun talking to you, Kenny. Anytime, I'll be glad to jump on, and good luck with everything.
All right, good luck on the season, Mark, and then we'll talk to you next year as you get ready maybe for having a horse in the Derby. Boy, what a year that would be. Win a big bowl game again and go to the Derby, yeah.
Let's do it. That's the plan. Thanks, Kenny.
Thank you. Mark Stoops, University of Kentucky football coach, won many honors last year after leading the Wildcats to 10 wins and winning the Citrus Bowl. We have a few more things to talk about when we come back on this, the 28th episode of the Horse Racing Show.